And we are live. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. I am Robert Henderson Jr., President, Founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. We're a full-service financial planning firm. We have clients all over the country and out of the country. We've been doing this for more than 30 years. We love what we do. We're personal financial planners. And joining me here live is my beautiful, wonderful soul brother, truly soul brother from another mother, is
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
James T. How you doing, brother? Good to see
Oh,
you.
Rob. Hey, man, it is
You on it.
great. It is great. It's been oh man, I've been running, Rob. I've been running. We had a chance, Rob, to I know you spoke with Brother Bill and his group some time
Yes,
back. And I
for the
was
summer.
asked,
Yes.
yeah, I was asked and invited to come down and speak to the graduating class, give them an encouraging word. Man, I cannot say enough about what this brother, Bill Dozier, and his staff and his supporters and the
Urban Craft.
community, Rob. Oh,
Was it
man.
Urban Craft Academy?
Yeah. Urban Construction Crafts Academy in Miami. They had, I think it was 15 students to graduate in their 6-week program, uh, dealing with HVAC, plumbing, electrical, wall building, doing walls. I mean, man, it makes your heart full to see. And these were all young men. I think the oldest may be going to the 12th grade, may become a senior. Uh, it was just awesome, awesome, awesome. The and you know how their presentation is always good anyway, and they get great deal of support. But and one of the things, Rob, that really stood out, one of the brothers, and I got to give him a shout out, Mackenzie. He's with the Miami Dolphins, and he had heard about the program and wanted to see what was with the program. And people, you can't come and see the program or see what they're doing and not want to participate and be a part. I don't know what year it was. I started, and then you came in and you've been supporting the program as well, and it's just been doing miraculous things. So, and we talk about the Urban Construction Crafts Academy and Embrace Girls Foundation, things like that. But and wherever we're being viewed, there's somebody in your community that's doing something for the community. And I was studying a message yesterday by a gentleman who says, if you don't support and if you don't do anything, then you are one of those who are selling out. he said, he said, I mean, and what I heard, it was a pastor out of the Carolinas, I think. His whole message was about selling out, and oftentimes we say, oh no, hey, as a gentleman told me one time in one of the radio programs I was doing, he said, James T, I'm not going to vote for the lesser of two evils. And I said, okay, so that means you let evil win. Yeah, evil still wins. I said, so if you don't participate, you're part of the sellout. And so, man, it was a rough journey, but I went down, came back yesterday. Hey, back on the grind again today. So we want to shout out the Urban Construction Crafts Academy, Bill Dozier staff, and all that they're doing. And those supporters, please continue to support them because they are doing outstanding work. And had a conversation with Bill yesterday, congratulating them on the fine program that they had. And he said, James, the only correction I have about what you said, it's God's program. I said, and so it is. And so it is. But yeah, man. So
That's
so
good.
that's what we've been doing. And hey, Kingdom Media Group, we represented it, and then hey, man, getting back up here, and we're just excited about the future.
That's a wonderful program he had. I spoke during the summer to his class. He's well attended too.
Oh, yes,
Kids are very, they're really into it too, and they learning. They come there, and he really gives them a lot of support, give them a lot of ideas, let them create, and it's all creating. It's
Mm,
creating ideas
building.
and and let them know that, there's other things than just, having a government job, so to speak. The skills that they learn, they can go get a job, but they can also create a job, and they can also create their own business with that with the skills
With the
that they
skills.
learn. When you and that's something important. Matter of fact, that kind of segues to my sermon today. What I want to talk about is the key to, the key to building wealth. So that's today's sermon. The key, the key to building wealth. The key to building wealth. And at Bill Dozier's Urban Construction Craft Academy, they teach them skills. Skills, like I said, they can always start off interning and working for HVAC, working for an electrical company, and working for a construction company. But then what happens is, as they start off, they're getting internship and they're learning from, the big dog, so to speak. But then they have skills where later on they don't have to stay there. They can go ahead and they can start their own. And that's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about life and building wealth. You come in with training wheels on. It's okay to come in with training wheels, but eventually your goal should be, you want to be able to be the training wheel. In other words, you want to be able to be the institution that is giving back, not just in there helping to build someone else's building, but also business. But you also want to be able to get to the point where you've learned so much from then, now you want to go on. And James, somehow that is that's nature. It's like, a bird, it's time to get out of the nest. You can't stay in the nest, you got to fly. Okay, right now, you're born, and I know you cannot fly now. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to nourish you. But it's going to come a time where you got to get out of this nest and flap your wings. And that a lot of people seem to miss that. And when you miss that, you suffer, believe it or not. You're in your comfort zone by working for the man. But I tell you, you never reach your highest high. You never reach your highest high by not coming out of the nest. You everything, and believe it or not, everything that you learn, I don't care. Sometimes you could be working on a job for 40 years, but that don't mean that's your beginning and your ending. When your ears and eyes open, you could be working on a job for 40 years and you can find out what the company was doing and management was doing, but it could be done better. And then now it's time to get out and do it better. And all of a sudden you take off. A lot of people, James, didn't become very wealthy until after they were 60 years old because they took them that long. It was in that season where they're actually learning. They were learning. They didn't say, okay, I'm 60. Now I'm going to retire. They're like, hey, man, I'm a 60. Now I'm getting ready to do this thing because I got a lot of experience. I'm going to do it better. And just look at Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel. I mean, he didn't start until he was 60. There's a lot of people that start really, really taking off at 60. Some people learn it early. Some people learn it later. But you can't never say, when your time is. But I know one thing. All of us have a purpose, and all of us are meant to do more than what we think that we can do. I'm telling you.
That was the message, Rob. And there was another brother. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name, but that what also makes me feel so good about those who are in businesses, that they're willing to come back and give. A part of my message was getting is not grabbing,
Yes.
Getting is giving. I mean, that doesn't make sense to some people, but to those of us who know the truth, hey, it's give. And one of the judges made note of the fact. He said, the training that these young men were getting. I think the youngest may have been going to the 9th grade. And like I said, the oldest was going to the 12th grade. He was going to be a senior. And the skill, can you imagine having that skill set, Rob? And when you walk in, not so much even to a job, but to get a job done. And you started off before, and we used to have that in our schools. By the way, workshops, I think they were called back in the day.
Yes,
Where
body shops, workshops,
body shop, where you learn those skills. And
Yes.
and when you get that skill, man, hey, with all the AI and the Claude and ChatGPT, all of those things, Perplexity, whatever out there, those are tools. You can use those tools to enhance the business that you can create, but that skill set. When you have that skill and you know how to do this, that, those, them, when you know how to handle that and then get the setup, particularly understanding from a group like the Henderson Financial Group, how to set up your business, how to set up your trust, or whether do you really need an LLC, and do you connect with other people as well so that you don't get into a tax situation where all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know I needed this accreditation, or I didn't know I needed this certification. Those things come too, and you may not be skillful in getting that, but there's an organization out there like the Henderson Financial Group that can aid you in building upon your entrepreneurship, that business that you want to operate, even if you started it off as a side business. Rob, we know what plumbers charge, and I'm sorry, you can go and Google AI, but if that toilet is stopped up, you know, AI can't come there and fix it. You've got to call somebody who's skilled. If you've got a leaky faucet, if your air conditioner goes out, first thing you think about, I gotta get me a new air conditioner. Well, hey, it could be a sensor, but we don't know. So you call someone who does, and they come out and they do the repairs. So I really like it. I think that to our young people and to us as adults, because we're still growing and we're still learning too.
Yes, yes. So last week we talked about different type of trust, children trust and revocable living trust and living trust, revocable trust. This week I really want to go into explain. Let's have a chat about the key to building wealth. What really is the key to building wealth? Now, next week, James, you just touched on it. I want to talk about the different business structures, whether you should start a LLC or what is it good for? Why do you need an LLC? What really is the purpose of an LLC? And then I want to talk about what's the purpose and what's good and what's an S corporation and why do you need an S corporation? Should you have an S corporation? The same thing about a C corporation. So we'll talk about that next Saturday. Okay. So y'all make sure that y'all share this and tune in and be here, same station, same time. So you can help yourself and also you can help loved ones and friends and family, because knowledge is everything, and what you do with the knowledge is really what it's all about. Not just to know and say, I know, but I didn't do it. No. You got to take action. we know, I know, you know everything, but you ain't did nothing. I can't tell you know everything because I don't see no results. We live in a law of demonstration. What have you proved? I mean, if you're 500 pounds, you're going to tell me how to work out, you know how to do it, but you ain't did it. What good is it? You know what I mean? It's the law of demonstration. What have you done? But today I want to talk about this key to building wealth, because a lot of people want to build wealth, but people working paycheck to paycheck and they don't understand it. Now, the key to building wealth, really, when I go back, I'll be 68 in a few months. When I look back in my past and I say, okay, how did I start building it? And really the key to building wealth is having your money work for you when you're not. Having your money work for you, especially when you're not working. You have to set up your money. Your money has to work for you. And that's something, I know that's easy said and done, but understanding, what do you mean by having your money work for you? Have you heard the term, James, to say, well, you really can't outwork money? You ever heard that term?
Well, if you do, you won't last very long. Or the other part to that, Rob, is you have not done what you should have done with that money. You have not made good decisions. See, a lot of times people don't make good decisions in having their money to work for them.
Yeah. So the key to building wealth, I don't want to just be a cliche and people say it all the time, but let's dive right into it. What does that really mean? The key to building wealth is, first of all, I always say, well, you got to have a cup. If you don't have a cup, you got to be with somebody who do have a cup. If you don't have a cup, You got to get a maid or something. Somebody, daddy got a cup. Somebody got a cup, because somebody got to build wealth for that cup. Now, if you're fortunate and you marry into riches, that's one thing. Okay. You know, or you got a husband or wife who's working and you're not working, then that's another thing. Then they are your source of income, so to speak. But we all know the ultimate source is the creator of the heavens and the earth. But if you have, like my wife Natalie is a homemaker. I had 5 kids. They're all grown now. But Natalie is a homemaker. And boy, she works hard. I'm telling you, I'd rather come to my office anytime than be doing what she's doing. But I am her supply. I bring home and I do my part. She do her part. But then she has to wonder, if I go out, then I have to have a backup plan. So I have assets. I have insurance. So if I go out, her cash flow will continue to flow. Now, I want you to think about this. And as I'm talking, I want you to think about your situation. See, the goal is to, when you get money, you know you got to use some of it for nourishment and for shelter. But it's always going to be some left over. That leftover has to work for you. That money has to be planted like a seed. It has to be planted where it will grow and bring you money in the future. It has to. You have to look at it like this. You can't look at money as, I have this money, I'm going to spend it all and have a good time for today only. Not if you're expecting to live tomorrow or in the future. Because you haven't, whatever you're doing right now ain't guaranteed to continue to flow tomorrow. But you need to have a backup that's going to be flowing. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
You always got to have your money. It's two of you. It's you and your money. My mind on my money on my mind. You one of the rappers said that, maybe Snoop Dogg or something. One of them said that. But you have got to plant a seed. The key to building wealth is always having some little dog money, some money. You got to have them working for you, some worker bees. They got to be growing. The problem is most people want instant gratification. They want the money right now. But that's okay if you're going to die right now. That's okay if you're going to die tomorrow. But if you plan on living another year, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you got to have something got to be working besides you, because you can get tired, hurt, busted, disgusted, laid off, and fired. Your money got to be somewhere where it is continually to flourish and grow and bring you cash flow. Isn't that something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now think about that psyche. So if we all start thinking like that, especially when you're young, instead of having excess money, some of the kids are living with their mom. Some of them, because housing is so expensive, so they're living home, move back home. But you can't move back home and go buy fancy cars and go out and eat out and celebrate and say, oh, like you rich. No, how long is that gonna last? You got to take advantage while you home, and you got to put that money that you're making, that you're saving, you got to put it to work so it will be able to take your place one day and work for you. The goal is building wealth, having your money work harder than and give you what you need if you was working. In other words, if I'm making $5,000 a month, I got to have a situation where my money will start making me $5,000 a month. You got to trade places. That's what trading places is, man. That's how you building wealth. We get money so it can work for us, where it can give us cash flow. That's why I like people dog. What the guy named Susie Orman and Ray Dave Ramsey. They dog out annuities, but they dog out really variable annuities. They only dog out the kind of annuities that I like. An index fixed guaranteed principal annuities. They like those, but they don't say it. They just say annuities, and I don't like when you blanket. That's like saying all white people are bad. No, I know some really good white people. You can't say all black people are bad. No, I know some really good black people. All Spanish people are bad. No, I know some really good Spanish people. So you can't blanket and say all of nothing. You can never say all. It's in, you have to deal with people as they come. But you cannot say all annuities are bad, because annuities are fixed rate, guaranteed principal. You can't lose a dime. You put that money up there, it stays and it pays you a stream of income without you working. I like that. That is good. That's like having somebody work for you and gonna give you income. And they say it pay you for the rest of your life, not paying you for 1 year or 5 years. It pay you until you die. And you ain't working, so you got somebody working for you. So the key to really understand how to build wealth is you got to always be planting seeds for tomorrow. So those seeds of money can grow up and deliver you fruit. Fruit is a metaphor for money, for
Now,
nourishment.
Rob, somebody out there maybe listening to us for the first time, they want to know, okay, what is an annuity?
Okay, annuity. Okay, an annuity. It's a fancy word. That's all it is a fancy word. But what does it do? What does it do? It is an investment where you can actually put money in every month. Or you can put a lump sum in. You win the lotto, you can put it. Matter of fact, the lotto is an annuity. Okay, all y'all that play the lotto, when you win the lotto, that money goes into an annuity that pays the winner monthly for the next 20 years. Or if he wants it right then, give him all the money right then. So an annuity is somewhere where you can actually put in periodically payments. You can do one lump sum payment. And when you put the money in there, it's going to grow. You can never lose a penny. It's not like the stock market. You can never lose a penny. It grows way better than a savings account. Okay. And as it's growing, you ain't paying no taxes. And you can say after 10 years, I want to see exactly how much it has grown. And then I want it to stop paying out for the rest of my life. Social Security is a form of an annuity. Same concept. Every time you get paid, they take some money out and they put it into the Social Security, part of FICA. They put it in Medicare, they put it in Social Security, and they put it in taxes. That's why that's between your gross amount and your net amount that you get deposited automatically to your bank, your bank account. That's why it's a difference. A gross amount. The gross amount may be $1,000, but they take out $150 to pay Social Security, to pay Medicare, for insurance. So when you get 65 years old, and for taxes. But after they take those out up top, then whatever's left over, that's your net amount you take home and you get direct deposit into your bank account. So Social Security is an annuity. Why? Because conceptual wise, even though they changed the name, it's a sport. Conceptual wise, you're paying into it every periodically, whether bi-weekly or weekly or monthly. They automatically take it out. And then when you get to a certain age, 62 years old, you can start getting money every month for the rest of your life. Same concept, change the name, annuity, Social Security. A pension. A pension is also a form of annuity. A pension, you work for the man, you work for the county, you work for the state, you work for the government, and you work 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. The longer you work, when you say, okay, I done worked 30 years, 25 years, I got a pension. That's a form of annuity. Somebody been putting money away for you every year into this plan that cannot go down with the stock market. Don't care about the stock market. That's guaranteed money. And then when you get to a certain age, they start paying you. That's see that concept is a form of building wealth. I tell you, the key to building wealth is putting money away from you, putting money away and having it work and build and grow for you while you sleeping, while you're not thinking about it. You ain't shopping with it. You ain't taking the money and say, oh, I got to go get some tires. Oh, this new car, I want to take some money out of it. No. Take your hands off of it. That's what you do. Because a lot of people, if they didn't have Social Security taken from them out of their pay, they wouldn't have anything. So that's the concept of retirement, putting money away into a 401k or putting money into an IRA or Roth. Is putting money away. But James, this whole idea hasn't resonated in a lot of our psyche that, when you earn money, when you get money, you don't spend it all. You have got, if you want to be wealthy, man, you have got to have your money working for you. If you become just dogmatic, man, what my money got to be working. You can't have tens of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank. It ain't working for you. Y'all know when you have $10,000 in the bank, they give you a nickel at the end of the year, 5 cents. Come on. And a lot of people just accept it because they figure, hey, it's there, but it ain't working for you. You're not building wealth. Another way you're not building wealth, when you have all the money in the walls, when you have this house and you got it all paid off and you sitting, the property taxes go up every year. That's working. So they working, they getting money out of you. The insurance go up every year. The only thing ain't going up every year is your money in the walls. Now people say, yeah, the value of my house now, it was, 300,000, now it's 600,000. But let me tell you something. The value of your house increases not because of the money in the walls and the equity in the house. The value of your house increased because of the appraised value. The appraised value. Let next door neighbor sell their house and get foreclosure and see if the value of your house go down. Because houses are valued based on the appraised area. If the area start going, people start not cutting their lawn, wrong people start moving in. They have shootings on your block. And every time the ambulance, your value that right there, you're gonna start your value of your property gonna go down. And Mr. Rudolph right there, a house look like it's abandoned, another lady house look like, and that block look bad. That's gonna affect your money. That's why people don't want anybody moving into their neighborhood, because the values of the property goes down. So really, if you done paid your house off and all your money in the walls, and the neighborhood start changing, your money start going down. They said the appraised values are going down. You're losing money. That's why when you have a paid off house and you have so much money in, it's good to take some of that money out and go buy another investment that's going to make money. Now you say, oh no, I don't want to do that. No. You got to be smart about it. I didn't tell you to take the money out and go buy clothes or go buy a car. I say, go take that money out and plant some seeds to make more money. The key to building wealth is having your money grow and make money for you. You got to put your money to work. You got to put it to work, man. You got to have somebody working for you, man. You got to be big pimping. You got to have your money working for you, man. You got to understand that. And see, a lot of the young kids thinking that when they get money, they're supposed to just put it all over them, jewelry and all that stuff. That ain't working for you. You're going to be working until they fire you or lay you off, especially if it ain't your job, if it ain't your company, if it ain't your business. Listen, every time I get money, I live so way low beyond my means. I live way lower than what I can.
Rob, see that and that budget is what we don't think about handling. Living below your means and creating a budget. If you
I
did
don't live
that,
like a bum now. I mean, I don't live like a bum, but anywhere in the world,
you don't have to.
Buy a brand new car.
Yeah,
No.
right. What you say,
I
Rob?
got too much sense to go buy a brand new car off the lot. I know too much to do that. I'll never do that. You know what I mean? And I like to eat good. I like to live good. But I really enjoy investing my money. I really enjoy. Listen, I wasn't born into money. I studied money and studied what's the key to becoming wealthy. I really did. I zeroed in on how them kids play them video games. That's how I got into understanding money. That's why the show is called Understanding Money. And I'm trying to tell you, because time go by and we are living in times where it's going to be the have and the have not. There are a lot of people, man, all walks of life, all colors, all shapes and sizes, hurting out there. They really, really hurting out there because they have not been good to their money. They just haven't. They just haven't done well with their money. They spent all their money. A squirrel is out doing them. A squirrel don't even eat all the nuts. A squirrel eats some nuts now and saves some for later. And most people don't do that. Most people don't have $1,000 saved. You have got to have your money working for you, man. Come on. Who you want? You want to continue work? I'm always investing in something that's not going to come to maturity tomorrow. I have something that comes to maturity tomorrow, but I have something that comes to maturity next month, in 6 months, in 2 years, in 3 years. If I don't have an investment that's going to come to fruition and come out of the ground in 10 years, I feel bad. You have always got to be planting. In other words, having something in the oven, metaphorically. You always got to have something in the oven. Something got to be cooking. It ain't ready now, but it's going to be ready. That's what they call it, marinating, you know? I always have something. I'm using food metaphors, marinating, letting it, season,
Crock pot,
all that crock pot, you know what I mean? Season overnight, put it in the bag and put season in there and then let it soak overnight. All that. So that's time. That says not right now. That says give it time. If you think about a fine wine, all that stuff, man, because by the time you get there, and then next week, and then next year, and then next year, and then 5 years, and you be like, oh my God, people are like, how you got that? Man, I'm 5 years ahead of you. I did this 10 years ago. I got a property now. I'm like, wow, that property worth for almost $700,000. Man, when you bought that? Oh, I bought that 20 years ago. 20? And people are like, 20? Yeah, but I'm here. I ain't there. And look what it did for me. Now, if you'd have spent that money, I could have spent that $70,000, bought a Mercedes-Benz 20 years ago and riding around. Now I had a 20-year-old Mercedes-Benz that's broke. But instead, I didn't buy the 20. I didn't take the $70,000 and buy the Mercedes-Benz. I took the $70,000 and invested it. Now that $70,000 is worth $700,000 today. That's a lesson. So this is what my eyes have seen over the years. That's why I can tell you, this ain't no theory. I'm telling you with my own eyes. I've seen it. And I go, oh, so this is the key. This is how they do it. But if you like the quick and the dead, you got to hurry up and have money quick, man. You're going to be always a day late and $1 short. You're going to say, I wish I could have. I should have done this. But I'm here to tell you, the key to building wealth is making sure you put money aside that's going to grow for you. When I say put money aside, I'm not saying put it in the credit union bank and under the mattress. You have got to put it in investments. It could be real estate. It could be annuities. It could be in growth stocks. But it has to be growing. It has to be earning more than the cost of inflation, the cost of living is. And if you have any money out there, any of y'all listen to me, if your money, I want y'all to check, is not growing at least 3% a year, you losing money.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Robin, one of the things too that many people will find themselves saying, but I don't have anything left over. But that goes back to what you mentioned earlier. Then you're living above your means.
That's right.
And I don't want to use the word sacrifice because it doesn't really Rob, if you have a place to stay and, like you said, nourishment of the body, and you're in your right mind, it shouldn't be a sacrifice for you to say, I don't have to go out, this weekend, or it's a holiday, I don't, or it's my birthday, and I'm gonna do what do they call these things? Going to another country to celebrate your birthday, and then you invite friends to go as well. So, and they have to pay their way. You're not paying their way to go. And so you're gonna go celebrate my birthday with me, and you're gonna go to the DR, go to someplace, Mexico, wherever people go, or Hawaii, or New York, even, or Las Vegas, but yet and still, that money could have been a greater blessing to you if you would have sought information of how can I how can I take this money, go to the Henderson Financial Group and say, hey, I want I want to celebrate my birthday by investing.
That happened to me, James. A friend of ours, me and Natalie, she was getting married, and it was a September wedding. And she said she wanted to go to Turks. She's gonna have her wedding at Turks and Caicos Island. She's gonna have a island wedding, and it was the month of September. And she said, "Robert, I want you and Natalie to register for the hotel. You come in Friday. The wedding gonna be Saturday, and you guys leave out Sunday." And I said, "Okay, well, how much? How much it costs?" And she said, "It's gonna be $4,000." Now, $4,000 was it included the airfare
Hmm.
and the hotel. Now we flying in Friday. It's the beaches. You know, it's really nice resort. You know, all inclusive. And I remember saying, "Okay, we're gonna support her." Flew in Friday. You know, paid $4,000 before we flew in. Wedding was Saturday, and Sunday we left out. That was September. So they got married in September, October, November, December. She said, "Robert, I think this marriage ain't gonna work. I'm gonna divorce this guy. Now this ain't gonna work out. He not who I thought he was." I said, "First thing you gotta do is get my money back." It's a real story. I said, "You gotta get my money back. You gotta get my money back first." That's the first thing I said. She's like, "What are you saying? Well, I'm telling you about my marriage and situation. You supposed to be giving me some idea, whatever." I said, $4,000. I spent Friday, Saturday, and flew out Sunday, $4,000, and now you talking about you getting you gonna get divorced? It ain't gonna work out. I started thinking economics. She started thinking about wedding and love, and all. I was thinking about my money not working for me, and I went ahead and did it for you, and now it's gone. Yo, that thing 4 months. That's crazy.
Wow.
That is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. I am telling you no lie.
I think what I would have done, Rob, I would have said, "Hey, why don't I just give you a gift? I give you $2,000, and I save. I save 2,000. I show you my love for the fact, hey, Rob, I'm working on something right now. I won't be able to attend, but hey, I'm gonna give you a gift. You and that would have been for me. That would have been better because you lost your money, and what most people don't realize and they don't value is TIME,
Time.
time, brother.
That's the key to wealth.
Hey, Rob, not only did you pay $4,000 to attend,
Weekend.
but you gave up what, 72 hours
Yeah.
at least.
Flew in Friday, wedding Saturday, left out Sunday.
Hey, Rob, hey, now money is valuable, but do I value time?
Yeah.
I value time.
Yeah. See, I make sure, that I live, first I have to take care of me and my family. And any excess at first, I gotta take care of necessities. And then the more money I make, I don't have it. They call it creep lifestyle. It creeps up. The more money you make, your lifestyle changes. No, I don't do that because I like where I am. You know what I mean? You got to get to a point. And some people just ain't never enough. You ever see them people saying it just ain't never enough?
Robert, but you said something.
Never.
You said something. You like who you are. Most people are trying to become someone that they are not and that they dream to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, come on. To impress who? Yeah, this is my last week with my New York. I'm saluting those New Yorkers because I lost a little bet, and not a financial bet. It was just that I didn't believe that the Knicks had the best team. I thought because San Antonio had the best players, but I wasn't going to give up money to bet on somebody else or or to try to win. Again, what are we doing? What are we thinking? Rob? When you talk about building wealth, they're not just sacrifices that one may have to make, but you have to make great decisions. You know,
Yes.
I mean,
That goes along with it. Yeah.
I keep referring to that living for the weekend or living for the moment or I got to take a vacation. No, you don't have to take. How do you feel? Don't you feel good about yourself if God has blessed you with great health? Rob,
Well, see, James, you're a special kind of guy, man. You're blessed.
no,
You-
but no other people. But Rob, we all special. He you said it. Hey, he created us for a purpose.
that's
You
true.
know, yeah, right. We all have a purpose.
But
So come on.
you see what Rashad Morris said? He says, "Good morning. Working today. My 13th day on. No
Come
days
on.
off yet." So Rashad, that goes right well. What we're saying, the key to building wealth is the money that you are making on those 13 days, man, you can't spend it all. You got to put some away so it could start working for you. Because one day you ain't gonna want to become working and have no days off. You want your money, you want to trade places with your money. That's the key. You want to work enough so you can put your money so it can grow and it could do all of the heavy lifting. It could work for you while you relaxing. That's why it's amazing to me. So many people, they just because they turn 65 or 60 years old, they say they're gonna retire and they ain't got no money. I don't understand. You ain't did your job yet. You're supposed to retire when your money making more money than you without you working. You don't supposed to retire and you ain't got no money, barely going. How you gonna retire and live less than how you was working when you live? How are you gonna retire and your lifestyle gonna go down and you're gonna live worse than how you were when you were working and ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't sick or nothing. You're just gonna stop working.
Well,
What kind of
Rob,
mess is that?
and what do they usually say when they said, "Well, what you gonna do when you retire?" What's the one word they always say? Nothing.
Nothing.
Rob. Does that sound like an interesting situation for you?
No.
You gonna retire and do nothing?
Can you imagine driving your car and you say, "Hey man, when I run out of gas, I'm just gonna get out the car and start walking." But do you have any more money for gas? Yeah, I have some, but I ain't putting no more money in the car. Why? Because I retired. Hold on.
I'm
I'm
retired.
retired. I
No,
ain't working no more.
no, you ain't
So you ain't gonna go
retired.
no more? You just gonna stop? You ain't gonna
You are
so
just you really tired. you you ain't
but
retired.
you're gonna live less. You gotta go live with somebody else and you gotta eat beans or whatever. Because a number came up and you didn't save enough money to take your place to hand the baton to so your money can make more than you. So now you can sit back and now you can live off the fruits of your labor. You didn't save nothing. That's how it is with a lot of Mr. Fix-It guys. People that do, handyman. Handyman ain't putting in Social Security. Handyman don't buy an annuity. Handyman ain't saving, don't have a retirement account. Handyman just paying. Handyman saying, "Give me cash money." Handyman saying, "Give me cash money." And then when handyman say he gonna retire, who gonna pay him? Social Security gonna be $1. They gonna pay him $10 a month because he ain't paid into it. How Medicare he ain't paid into that? So what about health? No. See, this is why we got to understand so we can talk to our children so this system won't keep repeating itself. The key to building wealth is the money that you have, taking some of it and planting so it could grow. You can put it in real estate. You can put it in growth stocks. You can put it in cash value life insurance. You can put it in annuities. Hell, if you want to put it in gold and silver, oil, but you got to put it somewhere where it's going to be growing at least 3% per year. If it ain't growing 3% per year, you losing because the cost of living, that apartment that you in, every year they're going to take it up 3%. You think they're not going to increase that rent? They got to increase the rent because everything goes up 3% minimum because that is the cost of living. That is inflation. It goes up. The same Similac you was buying for your baby when you had a baby, your daughter got a baby now. That milk ain't costing the same. It done went up. Everything goes. That stamp don't cost 10 cents no more. That stamp costs what? 74 cents? That's cost 3% every year compounding. That's what it is. So if your money in the bank, in the CD, and it ain't growing 3%, I ain't talking about 3% a quarter. I'm talking about annually. Your money has got to be, y'all should look at y'all stuff and say, where my money at? Where any savings I got, I'm doing inventory. Is it earning 3%? If it ain't earning 3%, call Henderson. Because I can tell you where you can put it, where you can earn 5%, 6% with no stock market risk. That's what you call me. If you really want to build some wealth, you got to start having not just you working, but your money working. And if you retire, you still got to be building. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that anybody told you. They didn't tell you. Every 20 to 24 years, everything doubles in price. So if this cup right here costs $1 today, and within 20 to 24 years, it automatically going to cost $2. Because of 3% inflation. It has to cost. Simple math. It's going to cost, it's going to double. So if you living right now, you say, I need $5,000 every month to cover my overhead expense, and you feel like you're going to be living 20, 24 years from now, that $5,000 is going to be equivalent to $10,000. You're going to need $10,000. That $5,000 has got to be worth $10,000. But if it's just a flat $5,000, that means you're going to be under, you're going to be living poor if you live 20 more years, because the cost of living continues to grow up. This the system we live in, man. They got this thing, I don't want to say rigged, but they got this thing calculated. It's precise. You got to understand how this thing works. That's why you say, man, my mama used to live in the house. How they used to eat? They used to eat burgers. Man, had a burger for a nickel. Man, go to Burger King and have a whole $1, man. They could eat. That's right. That's right. And right now, you just think burgers and all this stuff costs what it costs right now. You think 20 years, this stuff. Think about it. Do you think 20 years from now, bread prices, gas prices, rent, housing, just think about it. You think it'll cost the same thing it costs right now? No. At 3%, I'm telling you, it's going to be double. So if you plan on still being around, you got to get ahead of this thing. Otherwise, you're going to always be a day late and $1 short. That's why you say, man, I cannot get ahead, because you don't understand the system. It's already laid out. It's math. And the math you doing ain't mathing. We doing addition, y'all doing subtraction.
But Rob, here's another thing. And like you say, I'm special. I think even if you don't, even
too.
Rob,
dating costs more too. It done right, it costs more.
Rob, even if you're not planning, so that if you're here 20 years from now, that you will have, the least you could do is plan for your not being here. and how others may be able to benefit in your absence. You know, I mean, there's planning for that too. Am I correct, Mr. Henderson?
Oh yeah, there is planning for that. You know, called long-term care, long-term planning. hey, David Wells says you're gonna work again. Keep on working. Yeah. Some people listen. Everything I said, scratch it all if you plan on keep working. If you never plan on stopping, then you know you got to keep grinding. But now you can say that if you have your own business, because a lot of times as you get older, they are known to be discriminations for elderly people. It might be hard to get on that job, and you know they can fire you. So now you have more control. If you're a handyman, you're gonna continue to work, even if your bones and that arthritis and that eyesight, that back, you got to get up on that ladder, man. You gotta weigh it out. It's gonna be tough, but it's smarter if you put some money away. I don't care if it's $100 a month. You got to have it growing. Again, I'm telling you, the formula is 3%. I'm telling you. And if you're not gonna be around in 20 years, damn, don't you love somebody? Don't you got some grandkids or two?
Wait, Rob, or do you just want other people to just take whatever you have? Yeah, and you don't choose who's going to benefit from it. Come on, there's just things that we must do, whether we're here or not. Man. There's things that we ought to be doing, you know, to either bless others or prepare for our needs.
Yeah, and don't say you don't care. My mom used to say don't. My mom used to say don't never say that word. I don't care. No, mom, she just hate that word. Don't care. You know, you can't say you don't care. I mean, you really, disrespecting the creator who created you when you say you don't care. You should care. You hear. You should give blessings. God, thank God for breathing and eyesight and seeing and being able to, walk amongst the living. That's a blessing to be alive. So you should care. You don't want to use it up, But yeah, I want you to think about this thing is all planned out, man. That's why it seems to be harder for some people now earning a living and making a living. Because you can see right now, listen, if you're making $100,000 a year, man, 40 years ago, 45 years ago, making $100,000 a year, you can brag about that. But making $100,000 a year, man, you might as well be quiet. If you around me and you bragging that you're making 100,000, just be quiet. It's better just don't say, because I'm not. I damn near minimum wage to me. All right, don't even say that. Reason why I'm saying that is because $100,000 45 years ago was impressive. But even though the cost of living, the things and stuff, stamps and everything, the system that we live in has not rewarded employees. They have not kept time and gave people raises. Listen, the minimum everybody should be making is $200,000 right now. Minimum everybody should be making $200,000 a year, and for these times that we're living in right now. But the system is out of whack. Economists tell y'all this, but they say it in such a way that you don't know what the heck they just said. Economists and the so-called smart people, they tell it to you in such a way that you don't understand it. See, listen, I'm gonna tell you why. 45 years ago, I was making $15 an hour. It's like $31,000 a year. That was 45 years ago. And I quit the job because I said that wasn't enough. Now here it is. So that means I was 45 years ahead of y'all who y'all making $15 an hour now, $20 an hour. You're 45 years behind. Hell, I got to look and say, let me ask Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how much did a stamp cost 45 years ago? Postage stamp.
Okay, I found this on the web. For Hey Siri, how much did a stamp cost 45 years ago? Check it out.
Well, okay. How much does a stamp cost? I don't know if Siri gonna tell me. Probably I should ask AI instead of Siri because AI is much better. 45 years ago. Let me ask this. Can somebody Google? Somebody go right here. Point out. Let me go here. Let me go here and ask how much did a stamp cost? How much?
You could talk to it, Rob.
Yeah, I know. I'm so old fashioned.
You gotta Siri might not know. You might have to ask Claude.
Okay. Here you go. $0.18.
Okay.
18 cents. 18 cents. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right. All right. That's what it costs. 45 years. Okay. Right. So it costs 18 cents. Lord have mercy. I didn't know the stamp cost 82 cents right now.
Yeah, you thought it was 74. Huh?
Can you believe that?
Yeah. All
Mr.
right.
Dupree said 15%. It said 15 cents to 18 cents.
But Rob,
let's-
when the last
okay.
time you used a stamp, Rob?
I can't remember. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
82 cents. So okay, so listen. That tells you a lot. So something that costs 15 cents
18.
45 years costs 83 cents today. So in other words, if you was making $15,000 a year 45 years ago, today you should be that same equivalent. If it kept time with the times, cost of living and housing costs, that 15 cents will look like 15,000 will be equivalent to 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. 83,000. Isn't that something? See, that's the problem. The employers, business, they have not paid their workers the same, so it'd be on the same equivalence of the cost of living. They have not. So people are getting paid 40 years ago salaries today. That's why if you make $100,000, you ain't rich. You still struggling. You know, especially living in Miami, South Florida. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. What do you think gonna happen 20 years from now? Do you think wherever prices are right now, you think it's just gonna freeze? No. But if you got your money sitting in a bank, in a credit union, in a CD that ain't growing faster than what your pay growing, you're going backwards. That's why they always get ahead of you. That's why it seems like your grandma lived better and your mom and them, you know, like they better. Now it's harder now. That's what happens. Look at Rashad say here in California. In California, if you're in poverty at $100,000, you are. You are. That's why I say right now, everybody in America that's working 40 hours, you should be making at least $200,000 a year. I don't care if you're working for the state or the county or whatever, post office, y'all minimum, y'all making $230,000 a year, but you're not. And they know it. And the rich are getting richer and richer and richer and richer. And they putting money where I'm saying, they putting it in annuities. They putting it in growth stocks. They're putting it in oil. They're putting it in gas. And you putting yours in the bank. And the bank is using and getting charged you 29% on those credit cards. And they're using your own money, 18%. And they call you silly. They say you ignorant. And they say it's no excuse because you can listen to Henderson and learn more. You can come to the Henderson Financial Planning Group and we can show you how to do it, but you won't do it. So they say the hell with you. I'm telling you, it's cold out here. It is cruel. It's war out here. It is the haves and the have-nots. The key to building wealth is you got to stop buying all this stuff that's going to fade away. Think about it. If it's going to get old and fade away, it ain't valuable. If it's going to get old and fade away, now I'm not talking about me, you, and all humans. I'm saying your money. If you buying something that's going to fade away, go out of fashion, you buying the big pants and this and this, and you know, clothes and all this, and these stupid sneakers and all that, and you got a whole closet full of all this stuff. Well, what are you going to do? Are they going to rotten out? What are you going to do? You buying all these clothes. Listen, every year they're coming up with a new model car. You ain't never seen a year where they didn't come up with the same Chevy, a new model. I don't care if they changed the headlights. A new Mercedes. Because they want to get more of your money, because they know that a lot of people have this spirit of greed. They got it never satisfied. And then you don't have that. That money, all those Gucci and Prada and all that Louis Vuitton, that ain't for you. It really isn't. But you want to look that way. So you can feel that way. But actually start taking your money and investing. Call the Henderson Finance Group, 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. The key to earning, the key to building wealth, especially generational wealth. And just building wealth for you, first time generation. Hell, you talking about generational. What about you? First time, the key to building first time generational wealth, because you're not getting no inheritance. Most of y'all not. Is to take some money and have your money working for you. And I'm challenging you all today to look where your money is. If it's in the credit union, if it's in the bank, if you got a CD, and God help you if it's in a savings account, because they ain't paying you a penny a year. If it ain't earning 3%, you doing yourself a disservice. You are the enemy of building wealth. If you're not earning at least 3% on your money that you have saved, shame on you. You are hurting yourself. It's like you got rotten teeth and you just keep on eating sugar. That's what it is. And you can't blame nobody because what you have been blessed with, you're not being a good steward of it. And the good book says, blessed to the ones who have, they should have what, James?
More.
That's right. So now you wonder why people have money, get more money, because they understand. They even going by the good book. Those are principles. They might not even believe in God, but they believe in that book that says, blessed to the ones that have, for they should have more. They may be atheists, but they know that law said, blessed to the ones that do have, for they should have more. They do understand that. There's a lot of people, boy, who are wealthy. They might not be spiritual, but damn it, they know the formula. 3% or more. They know that. So if you don't know that, and you can go to church every day. If your preacher ain't telling you about this, boy, you better get somewhere to learn this. Let the church say amen.
But Rob, you also be saying the poor will what? Will
Surely always be amongst us. You know why the poor will always be among the people just don't listen. I sound like wah 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 wah. They can't hear me. They got ears. They're sitting right next to you. But while you hear me, they hear wah 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 wah.
well, Rob, any question? Wait, ask our viewers right now. Any questions? Any question? Because as to how to, what should I do? If you got a question, hit it up in the comment so that Rob can take this before we get out of here. Because sometimes people do have questions, and you don't want to ask. But if you don't want to ask, what's that number they can call, Rob?
305 825 1444. 305 825 1444. The key to building wealth is having your money work for you, especially when you're not working. Woo, man, boy, I tell you, how your money
see,
working for you.
and Rob, the plan. I won't get into that one, but we should be planning in case of an emergency, because we may plan to be here for a long time and we may be blessed to be here. But how are we going to be here? How will you be living? What have you done now while you're in your right mind and good health? What are you doing now to prepare if you do have a health issue? You know, or if things don't go well with your children or whatever, or the loved ones or your husband or your spouse, or your spouse, whether it's your husband or your wife or other people that you love. I mean, because so often we can put a lot of emphasis on ourselves, but wouldn't you love to be able to be in a position to bless someone else, to bless others, to give to others? So, hey, maybe that's a thought. Maybe that should be an incentive for you to say, "Hey, Rob, I'm doing all right. I'm fine. But can you help me that I may be able to be a blessing to somebody else that I know, a family member or a neighbor that needs help?" I was watching a program just briefly yesterday that there's somebody, I think they're doing a podcast or some kind of thing, Rob, where they go and they find people yards that are in just total despair. Yeah. And they go in, they cut the weeds, no charge. It's, I mean, and other people, and of course, neighbors will see them, and it may be an elderly person that can't take care. But I mean, sometimes the joy or the peace that you can find in helping somebody else is far greater than just giving them $100 or $50 or $25, whatever, to really go in to help them. So, hey, Henderson Financial Group is asking you, if you feel as though there is a better way, give them a call.
Yeah, call us 305 825 1444. 305-825-1444. And also you can go to our website at www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com.
Mhm.
Listen, next week, we're going to talk about the different business structures. What is an LLC? When should you use it? What's the pros and the cons of an LLC? And believe me, there's a pro and there's a con to everything. I told y'all that there's always trade-offs. There's always trade-offs. If you don't want to work, you're going to be poor. It's always yin yang. What's the pros and the cons of an S corporation? Why do people have S corporation? Why do people have C corporation? And what is a C corp? And why would you have a C corp instead of having an LLC? And can you have an LLC and a C corp wrapped around an LLC? Woo! And then what about a partnership? When should you have a partnership? So we'll talk about that next Saturday. So be here, be square. Let your neighbors, let your friends know. I want you to take notes. It's Education Saturday. This is Robert Henderson Jr. I'm the president, founder, and CEO of the Henderson Financial Group. I love you all. I really want to see you all do really well. Everything I've learned, I'm willing to tell you and show you, not hold anything back, because I walk that walk, I talk that talk. I live and I understand the law of demonstration. I am demonstrating. Okay, I'm not just talking. I'm like the Wizard of Oz. I can tell you and I can show you. I have built first generational wealth. My daddy was a drunk. Mama was a custodian. My mama gave me a whole lot of love. Boy, that love right there helped me to become who I am right now. Thank you, God, for mother's love. Listen, same time, same station. But listen, James, we need prayer before we go out because it's rough out here. All right?
Our prayer comes from my brother John Davis today. It says, join me in praying, Lord. You are a safe place and refuge in every season. When trouble arises and fear tries to overwhelm us, help us run to you. Thank you for your protection, your presence, and the victory that we have in you. Surround us with your peace and confidence, reminding us that you are always near, guarding and sustaining us through every challenge. So, Father God, Lord Jesus, as our viewers and our listeners will face whatever challenges, and as we will, because we all will face a challenge, we ask that you will bless us and keep us, because Psalms 32:7 says, for you are our hiding place, and you protect us from trouble. You surround us with songs of victory and an interlude. So be blessed, everyone, because the word says that if you will ask, seek, and knock, that he will answer. That you will find, and he will open those doors that you need, as Robert has said, an opportunity for you to really learn how to build wealth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Also, for those of y'all who need a living trust or know someone who needs a living trust, ask your aunt or big mama. We work with attorneys that do living trust for all 50 states, and it's simple. You can get it done for less than 2 hours, hour and a half max. All right. And they could do it Zoom too, via Zoom. So you could be anywhere in the country and we can set it up so you can have your living trust, avoid that probate, and make sure things go the way you want to. Give you a power of attorney and also gives you a healthcare directive. All right. So call us at 305-825-1444. Peace, love, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please be safe. Right. We got to go. Oh man, this battery's out. Okay, we gotta go. All right. So anybody got any questions? I guess not. I mean, we'll be here same time, same station next week. If I can sign off. It looks like I can't sign off, man.
Well, we can cut off.
Maybe we'll just go again. You want to do another show, James? Hey, y'all got time? Oh man, let me see. Got time? Yeah, I really do want to talk to people about the. I really do want to talk about business structures because a lot of people need that.
Well, we'll do that next week, Rob.
We'll do it next week.
That's it.